How can we separate a mixture of two immiscible liquids? To start with, let us see what are immiscible liquids. Here's a picture of immiscible liquids. This is water and there is oil. Here too is another picture of immiscible liquids. So you'll probably by now guess what are immiscible liquids. Are liquids that when mixed they form separate layers. So here I write again, the immiscible liquids are liquids that form separate layers when mixed. Like example, we have seen oil plus water, they form separate layers, and we have some examples here too. Now these form separate layers because their densities are different. Oil has got a low density while water has got a higher density. It is heavier and hence they separate out. Such mixtures of two or more immiscible liquids can be separated by a method called separating funnel. So here's a picture of a separating funnel. This is oil and this is water. They form two separate layers. And you open the stopcock. When you open the stopcock, the water first begins to flow and fill the beaker. And as soon as all the water has flown into the beaker, then we stop the stopcock. And thus we see that we can separate a mixture of oil, which is here, this is water, and oil. This arrangement is called the separating funnel. Another application of the separating funnel is the blast furnace. The blast furnace is used to make iron, to melt iron. So here if you see, there is impure iron that is poured into the blast furnace. It is now melted, and iron being heavy, it settles at the bottom, and then the iron is then poured out here in this manner. It is poured out here, and the slag and other material and the impurities, they float on the top. Let me put another color here. The slag floats here on the top, up here, and then it is collected at the bottom. So the slag and the iron form two separate layers, and hence they can be separated. Let me go through that again. So we have the iron ore that is poured into this blast furnace. The iron ore then melts here, and as it melts, the heavy iron settles at the bottom. Here we have the heavy, it settles at the bottom here, and it is collected in this, while the lighter slag remains on the top, and it is collected separately. The slag is impurity. So to summarize this, separating funnel is used only in the case of immiscible liquids. Immiscible liquids are liquids that have different densities and hence they form separate layers like oil and water. So separating funnel is used to separate oil and water, and it is also used in the blast furnace to separate out the iron from the slag. The iron being heavier settles at the bottom, and the slag being lighter floats on the top.